doing it and everybody pays attention. It's pretty cool, huh? Yeah. How are y'all feeling this afternoon?
Good.
Oh my goodness. Great. I love that. Yes, host. I love that. It's great. I said this afternoon. Okay. So y'all are gonna let me forget my manners. I can't just get up here and keep talking. But some of y'all are like, oh, we know who you are. Y'all know who you are? No? Okay, so we don't do yet. All right. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is, I'm sorry, sometimes it's family and friends guys like, oh, how you doing? All right, I'm Ivy Winfrey, and I am here for a very, 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 what's that you all? A very, very special announcement, a historical announcement. Are y'all feeling like witnessing history in the making right in front of our eyes this afternoon? Is that the energy we're hearing today? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed members of the media, Dallas Wings and Dallas Mavericks staff, come on, sis, come on up. Yes, ma'am. Sponsors, yeah. Special guests, all those tuned in via the Dallas Wings Facebook page and Mavs.com. It's Sundays, that's what we call website Baptist. You just stay in bed and, and watch the news. Of course, our gym participants, how are y'all? Good, y'all look great as always. Did I get everybody? That's a lot of people. I gotta make sure. Is that everybody for the most part? Okay. Welcome. Today marks a truly momentous occasion. As I said, we gather to witness history in the making. So I know, especially members of the media, you got this ominous press release that just instructed you to gather here today for an announcement, right? So thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting us. And I have to say, the rumor was big, y'all. I went on socials and y'all were talking, and there were predictions and there were projections. They were really great. But fear not, because the wait is over and we are here to celebrate the street. The Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Wings, two world-class, stellar, exceptional organizations that I have the joy and pleasure of working with, are moments away from unveiling an unprecedented partnership that will undoubtedly reshape the landscape of sports partnership as we know it. So in just a few minutes, ahead of the highly anticipated Wings and Sky matchup, y'all make some noise and y'all lose the game after this. Yep. Who will expound on its first of its kind multi-year sponsorship. But before we begin, we have to extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for making time and being here, not only to support this announcement, but also to capture the essence of this extraordinary moment. Because we all know content is king and queen, right? So we gotta grab it. Your unwavering support, especially to members of the media, and commitment to covering the journeys of both of these teams, the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Wings, are invaluable. So before we proceed to the moment that we've all been waiting for, let's just take a moment to appreciate the history that the Dallas Wings have been making and have experienced thus far, before we continue the stream, okay? This team, and when I say this team, I mean everybody, on and off court, business and basketball, so everybody. So everybody has been extending their dedication, their passion, and their exceptional performances have brought forth a season of records and milestones, and some people have even etched their way into basketball history. That's pretty cool, right? So let's talk about how we're on the brink of the third, but for the previous two seasons, the Wings have secured a playoff spot. And last season, they even gave us their very first playoff win since arriving in Dallas. This year, the Wings had not one, but how many? Two WNBA All-Star starters in Enrique Ogunbowale and Santu Sabu. That was incredible. We are also, check this out, y'all, the first team in WNBA history to have a set of teammates record a triple-double in the same season. Now, just to put this into perspective, there have been, to date, 29 triple-doubles recorded in the history of the WNBA. And so 2 of those belong to our very own Satu Sabali, and most recently, Natasha Howard. So congratulations to them. They're involved. And of course, I'll be remiss, Coach T and her remarkable coaching staff. Y'all just give it up for me. Have led us team through an incredible season this far. So just to put it into perspective, we are currently holding down the 4th place in the WNBA standings overall. So listen, I'm superstitious a little bit, so I'm not gonna jinx it, I'm not gonna say the word, but all I'm gonna say is that hopefully this means a lot more basketball well into September and October. Y'all catch my drift? Okay, so we look forward to seeing y'all at the park. So as we look ahead to the rest of this conversation, we have the honor and pleasure and privilege of being joined by remarkable executives who have contributed immensely to the success of both the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Wings. As I acknowledge them and call their name, please feel free to show them some love, beginning with CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, Sid Marshall. CEO of the Dallas Wings, Greg Bibb. Coach LT, Patricia Trammell, and head coach of the Dallas Wings. Amber Cox, Chief Operating Officer of the Dallas Wings. And Greg Nard, the Senior Vice President of Player Relations, Mavs Gaming, and Youth Basketball. That is how. So let's just play the facts, okay? Just so you understand exactly how monumental of a moment you are currently inside, okay? Never, and I mean ever, have an WNBA team and an NBA team under separate ownership groups come together at a level of this magnitude. This alliance, I want you to know, is as a result, most importantly, of 2 organizations who share a common goal of creating more equity and opportunities in basketball, all sports, and really in life in general for both girls and women. So, as you all know, GEM, also known as Girls Empowered by Mavericks, was created in 2021. The vision of the program is to engage, inspire, and empower young girls through physical activity and other off-the-court programming. So GEM reaches more than 3,000 girls ages 9 through 14 in North Texas. And just to add, this age gap or age sector was selected because at this age is when girls are more and most likely to make the decision to drop out of their participation in organized sports. So today, that program becomes all the more stronger. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Wings, a roster which includes some of the best basketball players in the world, will become fully integrated into GEM programming. We will have our president of both the Dallas Wings and CEO of the Dallas Mavericks expound on this in a little bit, but just to give you some insight, the GEM logo will be featured on the stomach area of Wings players' jerseys, home and away, starting in today's game. Why is it? Because every sports business article that you read today states that there is no better investment than women's sports. The WNBA and the Dallas Wings are both experiencing explosive growth across all metrics. And honestly, there are no signs of it slowing down anytime soon. So with Sid leading the charge, the Mavericks have become an organization that prides itself on promoting, but also ensuring equity from the basketball court to the front office. So the sponsorship of the Wings is not only a great business decision, but it is a substantial stake in the ground by the Dallas Mavericks that doubles down on their commitment to every girl, every young girl in North Texas who dreams of playing for, coaching, or one day running, or how about this, even owning their own WNBA or NBA franchise. What we talk about when we literally say putting your money where your mouth is. Okay. At this time, I'd like to bring up the president and the CEO of the Dallas Wings, ladies and gentlemen. Please help me welcome Greg Banks, the Tony.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Ivy. And a little historical footnote for you all. Ivy really was the connection between the Wings and the Mavericks. Long before there was a connection between the Wings and Mavericks. She started as our DJ in Arena, year one, and has moved on to a huge and important role within the Mavericks organization. So I gotta say, she saw all this long before any of us did. So thank you, Ivy, for being here today, for leading this important press conference, and for being the connectivity between our two organizations. Also want to welcome our gym participants who are down front today. Thank you for being here. You really are what this is all about. So thanks for being here. And of course, I can't go without recognizing the 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year in Waiting, our own Patricia Traynor. I want to formally start by expressing my gratitude to our special guests, friends, families, teammates, and members of the media for being present for this historic moment. I, of course, also want to thank Sid Marshall and Greg Nard and the entire Dallas Mavericks organization for their tireless work in making this extraordinary initiative possible. Finally, I would like to acknowledge the Wings front office who helped get us here today. A group led by Amber Cox, Amanda Fushi, and LaDondra Wilson. Amber, Amanda, and LaDondra are three members of the Women of the Wings, or as I like to call them, WOW. Like the Mavericks, we are fortunate that we have nearly 60% of our front office workforce represented as female, including 62% of our senior leadership team. In addition, 80% of our basketball operations group happens to be female. These all-star sports professionals are living, breathing examples of what women can do when given the opportunity. And I'm grateful to call them my teammates and proud to work for an organization that places such a high value on gender equity. I also want to make sure that on a weekend when the Wings will honor inspiring women, we take a moment to recognize the women of the Wings organization. They inspire me every day. Sid Marshall and I first formally met in March of 2020. In that meeting, Sid articulated the priority. The Mavericks organization was placed on female empowerment, opportunity, and achievement. I was excited to hear Sid's perspective and her vision because she was talking about the ideals that make up the fabric of the Wings DNA. It is who we are. We began to brainstorm ways in which our two organizations can work together to enhance our double bottom line businesses. Businesses driven to do well by doing good. Then, as Ivy mentioned, less than 2 weeks after that first meeting, the world stopped as COVID-19 claimed a dominant presence in all of our lives. Undeterred, we continued to connect on and off over the next few years, and the Mavericks and Wings organization slowly began to engage in more and more one-off initiatives. Then earlier this spring, during the Women's Final Four here in Dallas, we reconnected, and we really began to focus on a bigger, more sustainable relationship. With Sid being a loyal Wings season ticket holder, we were able to continue that conversation. We really started to crystallize the plan during the Wings home game earlier this year. Our respective leadership teams then jumped in and did the heavy lifting, and that is what led us here today. Today, we formally announce a unique, innovative, and unprecedented partnership between the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Wings. Never before have an NBA and a WNBA team under different ownership groups collaborated to this extent and to this level. Never before have brothers and sisters in professional basketball created a formal partnership that develops and initiates programs specifically designed to engage, inspire, and empower girls through sport. The Dallas Mavericks Gem program has evolved into a best-in-class endeavor that has already positively impacted thousands of young female lives across North Texas. We at the Wings are proud to formally join the Mavericks in helping them continue to grow and enhance this important initiative. Through our platform as a proud member of the Women's National Basketball Association, and in conjunction with our players, coaches, and staff, we are eager to work alongside the Mavericks. Together, we will continue to cultivate a love of basketball for girls in our communities while empowering them with life and leadership skills. Today is a great day for the Dallas Wings, and tomorrow promises to be even better, as interest in female sports has never been better or higher. From growing attendance, countless new corporate partnerships, robust television ratings, and record engagement across all social media platforms, the WNBA and the Dallas Wings have never been stronger. We will use this growing strength and partnership with the Mavericks to positively impact as many young lives as possible while making our communities a better place to live and play. Through their sponsorship of the Wings, the Mavericks are once again exhibiting their progressive leadership while doubling down on the value they place in female-focused programming. Directly, they are achieving these ideals through the world-class female athletes who will wear the Wings uniform and will now proudly carry the Gem brand onto the court via our game jersey. And indirectly, through the countless elements of our partnership that will reach well beyond the walls of this arena. Sid and the Mavericks recognize that sponsoring the Wings is not only the right thing to do, but it's a very smart one as well. According to a recent report from Wasserman and RBC, women athletes drive 2 times more engagement on social media than male athletes, and fans of women's sports are 54% more aware of brand sponsors and 45% more likely to consider or purchase from a brand sponsor compared to men's sports. In addition, for every dollar corporate sponsors invest into women's elite sports, on average, $7.29 of customer value returns, according to the Office for Women in Sport and Recreation. That's more than a 7 times multiple ROI, 7-time multiple ROI. All of us in the sports industry have a great opportunity to positively impact young lives. The GEM program and this partnership helps us take advantage of that opportunity while meeting this responsibility we also share. To Sid and Greg and the entire Mavericks organization, congratulations on the wonderful work already done through the GEM program. We at the Wings are eager to join you on this journey and truly excited for what is to come. We will proudly wear the GEM brand on our game jerseys as it serves as an ever-present reminder that what we do is so much bigger than basketball. The power of sports is unquestioned, and the responsibility we have as stewards of the game and as community stakeholders is undeniable. Sid, Greg, and the Mavericks organization, thank you again for this partnership and welcome to the Wings team. Together, our partnership is nearly limitless. I'm excited to get to work. Let's go. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. And now I will not waste any time by inviting to the podium a woman who empowers me every single day. The CEO of the Dallas Mavericks, our fearless leader, Sid Marshall.
He was one of our ball kids. I'm not gonna say how many years ago, but it wasn't yesterday. And look at her now. Let's give it up. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, Greg, for those incredible words. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a great day. I am so proud to be able to stand here and represent the amazing Dallas Mavericks, the newest sponsor of the WNBA Dallas Wings. Dallas Mavericks, please stand. I get to stand up here and talk, and I am often the face, but I want you to see all of the people who make this. Single man. Thank you for your commitment. Let me see it. I love it. The Mavs and the Wings have enjoyed a great relationship over the past few years. I was actually here at the season opener, and I will tell you, Coach LT, oh my goodness, there is a new spirit in the atmosphere with your arrival. Thank you so much for how you are not just touching your players, the community, but you are touching all of us as well. So let's give it up. Greg said, we have enjoyed a great relationship over the past few years. We've worked in the community together, and you will hear that word a lot, together. We have attended each other's games. I just go crazy when I come to the games. We have supported each other in a variety of ways. But we feel like right now, somebody say right now. You know, it's Sunday, okay? I didn't get a chance to go to church this morning, okay? So right now, it's just the right time to take this great relationship to the next level. And by doing so, we will be expanding our Girls Empowered by Mavericks, or GYM program, and taking it to a new level. I am so happy to have some of our GYM participants right here with us, and I actually know most of them. Please stand, GYMs. Our GYM program, as you heard, was created a few years ago for the sole purpose to engage, really pull them in, to inspire and to empower girls ages 9 to 14. Some of us big girls have been inspired and empowered as well. But it was designed for you. To date, we have reached over 5,000 girls. 5,000. Serving over 3,000 girls in North Texas. It is so very exciting to me to think about the Dallas Wings and the Mavs joining forces, coming together to impact thousands of girls by investing in their futures. This is not just about today. This is about investing in their futures. I'm also excited about the professional and personal development opportunities that will be provided to our local WNBA Dallas Wings players. We've got some plans for them off the court as well as on the court. If you haven't heard it yet, let me tell you what our GYM motto is. Have you heard it yet? I didn't think so. Our GYM motto is with her along the way. So look at somebody, just look at somebody, because it is Sunday. I need you to talk to your neighbor just for a minute. And just look at somebody and say, we are with her along the way. Now look at these GYM participants again, so you'll know exactly who we are talking about, whose journey we are on. So look at somebody else again and say, with her along the way. Whatever that journey is, we are with her along the way. That model also applies to our Dallas Wings players. We are with them too along the way. And Greg also he already gave the business case for why it's important to invest in women's sports. We want to be with them along their journeys professionally and personally. Finally, we are really looking forward. Yes, I'm so excited because I've already seen it. To see the Dallas Mavericks gym logo. It's all about you. Y'all get ready to be featured. The gym logo featured on the jersey of the Wings players. We can't think of a more appropriate group. I just get emotional when I think about it because I know these players. I know this team. I know the coach. I know Greg. I know Amber. Greg Nard is with us. He's up here. Let me just take a minute to just say this about Greg Nard. He'll be so embarrassed, but I don't really care. Okay, it's our boss, right? Greg, I remember the day Greg called me to talk about this gym program because two women on his team felt a need for us to really increase our focus in this area. I remember we were in the COVID era, so I remember being on a Zoom call, or maybe it was Teams at that time for us, on this call going through the details. Greg was so committed, and I know the commitment is part of it because he has raised, he and his wife have raised two beautiful daughters in basketball. But Greg took it beyond that. I remember a conversation with him, and it was very emotional, about what we needed to do as an organization to really invest in young women, to make sure we were creating a pipeline for future players, future business office staff, future owners, future coaches, etc. I want to just take a minute and acknowledge you, Greg, and say thank you. Thank you for your commitment to women in sport. Of a more appropriate group of people to wear the gym logo. And we are honored, very honored, Greg, Coach LT Amber, that you are willing to showcase our gym logo on your jerseys. Together, we are going to make a bigger investment and do even more for girls and women in sports. Media, I am relying on you. Let me look right into the camera. I'm relying on you to tell this fabulous story, to continue to tell this fabulous story about what is happening here in North Texas, what is happening with this partnership with the Dallas Mavericks and the Dallas Wings. I want you to give that jersey as much exposure as possible. And yes, it will be out there. I'm not making any predictions, but that jersey will be out there for a long time this season. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sid. Okay, we've talked a lot about these jerseys. Are y'all ready to see them? A bit more energy for us telling history. I'd like to invite our gym girls, come to the front with me. This is about you all. You all are the stars of the show now and in the future. Okay, but here, do me a favor. Just hold your jersey with the logo facing you, right? And then on the count of three, we're gonna unveil it here in a second, okay? So yes, let's showcase some of the amazing players that are gonna be donning this jersey. All right, on the count of three, I'm gonna help you out. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna have our great reveal, okay? Y'all ready? Let's do this together. 1, 2. Featuring Morgan Jim sponsorship for the girls and wow, amazing! Y'all got all the logos. Okay, now go on the internet, you get the hashtag Jen, hashtag Dallas Wings, hashtag Bolta. I got the whole rundown for you here shortly. Thank you, girls. Thank you so much for helping us. Okay, so at this time, I'm going to hand the microphone over to Andy Esserly, the Vice President of Broadcast and Communication. He's gonna give y'all the whole rundown in terms of logistics. I know media, you have questions, we have answers, we have time, we have everything that you all need to help us to continue to tell the story. So once again, y'all give it for Andy. Thank you all so much. See you at 3 p.m.
Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming. Let's give one more round for everyone up here on the stage. So now let's do questions from the media. If you don't mind just raising your hand. I have a microphone on this side, my counterpart, Katie over there. Katie, put your hand up for us right there. She has one. So if you don't mind, put your hand up. We'll get you the microphone and then we'll go to the few questions. So we'll start with Miss Annie.
Hey everyone, Annie Constable from the Chicago Sun-Times, here to cover this guy, but I am interested in how you guys expect this partnership to potentially inspire other partnerships between WNBA teams and their NBA counterpart that aren't already connected as this is setting a standard for that.
What we're hoping is that obviously this will get a lot of press, so thank you for being here. And that people will stop to really look at what is happening with our gym program. Some of our WNBA players here are already involved in the program, and they have done some amazing work over the past couple of years. And so we're hoping that we get a lot of publicity from this, so that people will know just how important it is and what truly has happened and the role that these two platforms can play to actually advance the work in the community and to actually raise the bottom line. That's what we're hoping will actually happen, that we get one of those status.
And I would add, every partnership has benefits and attributes. But rarely do you get a partnership where it is so pure, so natural, and so co-aligned that you get that true 1 + 1 equals far more than 2. That's what we have here. This makes sense in so many different ways, from so many different angles. Obviously, the NBA and the WNBA have a long history together. So even if there isn't a co-ownership opportunity in a WNBA and NBA team in a given market, hopefully we open some eyes to how good it can be, how beneficial it can be for each organization, and most importantly, the community.
It really is about us coming together. I mentioned that earlier, the word together. We are just so much more powerful in terms of our impact and investment in these girls together.
Thank you. Next, we're going to the back here, right from my voices with Rushlables.
So you have today the game former WBL players, former Dallas Diamonds players, you can see one up front there. Give us as the historical perspective here. Why is it important to continue that timeline of developing women's basketball that started back then even before the Mavericks and now continues now?
I think when we look at these young ladies right here, these girls, that's why it is important. We have to keep this going. We have to have the pipeline, and we have to bridge it. That's what I love about Nancy Lieberman. Stand up, Nancy. We all know Nancy. We want these girls to know Nancy. We want these girls to know other people to help tell those stories so that they can see what is possible for them. And then Nancy will be the first to tell them they will even do more and do it better. So to have us all together to talk about leadership and to help them with financial acumen, to help them just on their physical ability. We have people who have been there, who can actually tell them stories. I can't tell them the stories about being a great basketball legend, but I can tell them my own stories. So together, we can cover it all. We can cover that whole person. And so that's why it's good to have all these legends involved. They have incredible stories. They are incredible women, and we don't want that history to get lost. Thank you for that wonderful question.
All right,
on this side. I'm Space Boy Fresh with 96 on the beat. Right here, man. I love the logo, love the design. Really into fashion, right? So I want to know how important was it to have the gym logo as dominant as, I mean, it's in the middle of the jersey. Most collaborations, they put a little logo on the side, maybe it's on the back side, but you had it, I mean, dead center. How important was it to create that collaboration to be so dominant jerseys?
I will say that's all the Dallas Wings. Greg, Amber, Coach LT did that. It was something we were more focused, honestly, on making sure we brought together our programming and that we came together in a variety of ways. That was all them. And it's very heartwarming to us when we saw the placement, because it was just another sign that we are truly in this together. It's not like we asked for it and we need the horse head and gym all over the place. We didn't do that. It was there.
I think it speaks to the value we place on the relationship and the importance we see in it. For our athletes, we want them to think about the gym program, and what the gym program means every time they put on the jersey. And for everyone watching a Wings game or viewing highlights of a Wings game, we want them to think also about the gym program and what it means. Hopefully continue to have this conversation grow and grow and grow. So it's really a representation of the importance that our organization puts on the relationship.
All right, next we have one that was submitted via Zoom from Dorothy Gentry. This one's for Coach Trammell. Coach, as someone that's been in basketball for over 30 years with this historic sponsorship deal, what does it mean for the game of women's basketball?
Knew there was something back there. Now I know. I knew it. Well, thank you, Dorothy. You know, I want to say first, though, I'm going to take a little bit of this time, but what an incredible day. I mean, this is a special day. Everyone that stepped up to the podium said it's a great day. It's a great day to have a great day, because this is absolutely unbelievable. And I want to thank everyone for being here and sharing this special day with us. This is talking about getting emotional. I'm a crier, so look out. And Greg already laughing. He said, no, hold it back just a little bit. You know, yesterday, Greg Bibb came into the locker room and talked to our players about the jersey and the gym program, and showed the logo on the front that we will be wearing today. And I just remember Enrique said, ladies, this is huge. I mean, there is such an excitement behind this. So I want you to know our players are bought in. They are ready to move the needle forward in a positive way to continue to inspire and empower women. I think about, you mentioned Dorothy being in the professional basketball world for 6 years, but I've been coaching for 30 years. And it's all about the next generation. It's all, and this is what I love about this league, and that's why I love the Dallas Wings organization. We are a forward-thinking organization. And by the way, I'm going to say this. When I was younger, Dallas Mavericks was my favorite NBA team. And I'm not just saying that, it really was. But I think about, wish I had this growing up. Came from a small town, and I was fortunate to have incredible parents that inspired me to have that confidence that I needed to know that I could be someday a professional basketball coach. And so for us to have this partnership, it just means the world. Not only, you mentioned we've already touched 5,000 young girls, but just think about when they're young women, how many they are going to inspire. And remember this journey that we were going on with them. So it's just about catching fire, and that's what we're doing right now. So thank you, everyone, and everyone on the stage as well. Fire up.
And a question back here from Tamara.
Hi, this is for Sid and Greg. I think when we look at the gym program over the last 2 years, it's really the stories that drive us home, and seeing these faces of these girls that have done the clinics and the camps. What have been some moments for you personally that have really been highlights and that have stood out to you?
Oh, we have a few. We have a few. One for me was when we had our big celebration event. earlier, was it this year? Earlier this year, and to see 600 young girls from across the Metroplex in that room, when we started off with about 30 or 35. And to see them totally engaged, and we had some WNBA players there, to see them cry and then taking pictures, but not just taking pictures, taking notes, having their phones out, jotting things down, wanting to truly engage. And then we had this whole, it was almost like, it wasn't really a job fair because they're too young, but all these different exhibits and vendors and all that, and to see everybody pouring in and investing in these girls. It was just a sign for me that our future is in good hands. And I will tell you, as a parent, that's what you want. You want people to pour in to your children. Two of my children are here right now, been embarrassed. Stand up, Ken Anthony, stand up, Shirley. Anthony, actually played soccer in college. And so as a parent, I will tell you, you want people to invest in your children. And so some of the parents and educators were there, and they were standing in the back crying. That's when I knew we were onto something special, because it's not about us at all. It's about our future. And what I saw that day was a big part of our future.
First of all, thank you all for being here with me. Story of the day. What we created a few years ago, it's amazing. I think one of the highlights for me, Taylor, was, you know, was this past year at a hotel hosting 600 girls. And being a girl that had 2 daughters who play sports, and seeing these young ladies here, it was just amazing. And it just echoing said, it's just having girls on the stage, having our friends from the wings, having players there, having our players there, having introducing some girls to a luncheon for the first time. And that was, to me, and having our great sponsors, TIA, UT Southwestern there, just to kind of share in the financial literacy piece of it, the mental health part. It was just an outstanding, amazing day. We have dreams and we have hopes from the gym side. We want to fill this arena here in Cumberland. Fill it up with a whole bunch of girls. We were thinking to the AAC, fill up the arena at the AAC. And this is just amazing. Thank you.
With the rest of the people up for that day, at one point we were both standing there crying. All those lists left. And the girls came and they're like, can you guys help us figure out where we're going? We were so emotional because, and thanks to our sponsors, TIA and UT Southwestern and others, we were able to get buses and do all these things and pay for all this and pay for an amazing experience for these girls. And we just started crying because we just didn't think that many would actually show. It was beautiful.
All right, we have one more question submitted via Zoom from Frank Harris on our Valley Sports broadcast team. For Greg and Ms. Singh, what kind of activation of the partnership might we see during and at the games for the Wings games?
I'll start with that jersey. That's where it's going to start with. The jersey is going to start with these wonderful young women being a part of it, being at the game, having an opportunity to experience this up close and personal. That's going to be the start, Monday start with these engagement.
Amongst many brand activations inside the walls of the arena, one of the most prominent beyond the jersey, the Mavericks are the presenting sponsor of our Inspiring Women's series. And if you want to talk about synergy, you want to talk about connecting the dots between generations of women and female athletes here in North Texas, today, our friend Sims will be honored as a Dallas Wings Inspiring Woman and will receive the Nancy Lieberman Inspiring Women's Award. So there's the connectivity in a very tangible way. We have finally the greatest women's basketball player of all time in Nancy Lieberman. We're very honored and privileged to have as the namesake of our most important annual award. And my partner and friend, Sid Marshall, receiving that award, and then the next generation of leaders here to witness it. That, I think, succinctly is what this is all about.
All right, I'll sit right here in the center. We have one more question from right here. Thank you. Yeah. Right here, question from Jamie Janesco.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you guys all for being here today and welcoming us. It's been fabulous. I think all of us share some sentiment right now of what happens next. What can we all do next? So can you guys speak to either as sponsors, as fans, as supporters, what can we do to continue on this journey and keep pushing forward?
I've asked Greg to just talk about maybe just some few activities that are coming up, and then I know, I'm surrounded with bricks.
I think we have a few events coming up. We have some workshops, so we do workshop with our UT Southwestern and also TIAA. So we'll do some workshops, and we'll invite girls from ages 9 to 14. But we also have what we call a speaker series. Speaker series is that we decided last year that we want to not only touch girls 9 through 14, but even take it to another level, go to the high school level. So we do what we call a speaker series, and we go to high schools and we educate them on financial literacy and mental health. And last year we probably invited an average of 250 to 300 girls. With the new partnership, instead of just going to 3 or 4 high schools, our goal is to probably go to 5 to 6 high schools going forward. So those are a couple of things. We just finished a camp this past summer. Mavs Academy put on 10 straight weeks of camp. We impacted about 3,000 kids. So we had a gym camp. In our gym camp, we had it in 2 different locations. We had one out in Cedar Hill, and then we also had one at Sportsplex. And we averaged about 50 kids, 50 girls at the camp. It not only used our platform basketball, but also to just have continuing conversations about the importance of financial health and financial literacy.
Yeah, and for us, there are so many ways. It's almost hard to choose or prioritize. But I think the main thing for us is to get our athletes engaged in the program. It's a truly unique opportunity for them where they can give and they can receive. That's pretty special, it's pretty unique. So that's our commitment, to get our players integrated and activated as quickly as possible.
Question on the other side there. 97.9 question. No, okay. All right, next we are going to have the jersey presentation and photo opportunity. Amber has the jersey. So if I could ask Greg and Miss to stand in front of the podium here. Take a photo. And photographers, feel free, you can fill the middle of this space if you'd like to grab a photo. And how about you young ladies join on either side, and let's split up this group about half an hour, join on either side. All right, thank you, everyone. Next, we will be joined by Ari, Gabe, Wally, and Sasha Salve. If everyone likes to stick around, and Coach Chairman will also be there. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for attending. Really appreciate the support.
Okay.